another quick BrainSnax. Now this is actually a BIBX BrainSnax, which is based off of the KBW, or knowledge-based workflow. The question has been asked about a presentation. How should you format your presentation? And more importantly, should you wing a presentation? In other words, that spontaneity, or should you have something already organized? People believe there's pros and cons to both. I'll actually offer my insight. But before I do want to say that this BrainSnax, this KBW BIBX BrainSnax, is self-sponsored and is all made possible by the Dynexum project. Okay, so we here at, when it comes to, being an alliance agent, and when it comes to making presentations, we always work with the concept of working with the end in mind. So what does that mean? That means that by the time you do a presentation, first of all, you'll have already done some kind of first glance or first appointment or first face-to-face discussion with your client. And the goal of this presentation is to basically talk about the same things that got them engaged to want to listen to your presentation in the first place. So in other words, you're almost being redundant. You're bringing up the points again of why they were interested in taking part of your business. So what does this mean on your part? This actually means that when you were speaking with the client beforehand, you were actually documenting and taking good notes so that you can take action on presenting pretty much the same points, or more re-emphasizing the points that they liked and they're already excited about and engaging your business. Why is that important? Some people say, well, why am I going to repeat myself? You're not repeating yourself, you're re-engaging, number one. So are you going to sound like a broken record, saying things word for word that you already did when you met them before? Probably not. I would imagine that you would be paraphrasing and maybe kind of bringing an evolved sense of what you were talking about before, the points that you were already making. This also reduces the idea that you're doing what's called a bait and switch. A lot of clients and a lot of even business owners complain that when they're presenting to a client, they feel like they're doing a bait and switch because they're talking about something totally different, or they feel that they have to talk about something totally different. And not only does the business owner feel like awkward about it, but also the client feels a little bit cheated, like they were told one thing, they come to this presentation and they're told something completely different. You definitely want to avoid the bait and switch. So for that reason, you already want to engage them and give them reasons for in other words, give them a reason to feel why they comprehensively understand why it's a good idea to be in your business and to participate in your business in some aspect, whether they become a client, whether they become a team member in your business, whether they just become a customer. You already want to engage those points when you are talking to them. So then when you're doing the presentation, you're bringing those points up again in a way that you're re-engaging, and you're leading them up to the conclusion. Like we said, work with the end in mind, leading them up to the conclusion that, again, your business and engaging in it in some way, whether it's as a customer or a client or a team member, is a good idea. So yes, you do have to plan, and you do have to bring up some points. And of course, if you're presenting with a partner, you do want to make sure that you go over those points with your partner and with your team beforehand. So yes, you do need to practice a little bit. So that's my insight on presentations. Thank you guys so much. I'd love to hear on your insight of what we have to offer as far as, oh, sorry, that was a bug there. I'd like to hear your insight on what we have to offer as far as, presentations go. But in the meantime, this is L1, and this has been another BrainSnax. Thanks for tuning in.